Hey, what's going on, guys? Komegigins here. In this video I'd like to share my thoughts on whether it's a good idea to use YouTube as a full-time job or not. So when it comes to obtaining a number of 1,000 of subscribers and like 4,000 of watch time hours, I guess, if I'm not mistaken, so-called monetization is getting enabled for your videos, and you actually can make money on advertisements that is being added to your videos. There are some other options I didn't yet had a detailed look at, but this sort of advertisements is kind of the most common way of how to make money on YouTube. So I just wanna talk from the content creator's perspective in this video. So what has changed since when I just started and up to now? What am I thinking about? Like, what can I do with the current channel, let's say, and how likely to proceed actually? So for those of you who has, I don't know, like, who's trying to take a decision probably on whether to consider switching to YouTube as a full-time job or not, this video might be interesting because it mostly would be containing the insights in regards to how exactly the content would get changed, would get altered, so how different the content would be depending on whether you're using YouTube as the side, like side income, or as the main income. So just a few words to say about this. But before we start talking about this, let's just walk through the process of a YouTube channel's evolution. So I currently have two channels. So this is the first one. I also have a chess programming channel, which is not getting monetized yet. So if we just go to switch account here, and can I open this in new? Okay, let me just open a new tab here. So just going to demonstrate. So I have two channels at slightly different stages of development, let's say, but the processes that are happening on both channels are very, very similar. So I wanted to highlight this sort of similarities, I would say. Okay, so let's go to chess programming here. Okay, and now I just want to go to the home page. So let's go to home page. Okay, so here we go. Just make this stop. Okay, so here is my chess programming channel. So it's only 630 subscribers. Here the main channel, 2,320 subscribers, like that. So 2032, yeah, I would say 2032 as if it was a year. So here is the deal. So if you go to playlists, or let's better go to the videos. And if we just sort by from oldest to newest, so starting from the first videos, when I didn't even understand whether I'm gonna be doing YouTube or not. So the first three videos I didn't even talk. So these are just a simple code that is running like in the command line, and I've been recording the screen. Then the video that when I started talking for the first time, I was playing around with esoteric programming languages. I was fond of chess programming, but no one really cared about this, so I tried some videos as well. My main goal at that time was just to learn to talk in English and write code simultaneously. Then it was evolving. I tried some blogging videos I just started getting as freelancer. See, like, I'm very young here still, so it's kind of 2 years ago, maybe a bit more. Yeah, it's about 2 years ago. Then I started learning web development on my own and making some videos on that as well. But at this point I had around, I don't know, maybe up to 100 subscribers, so it was very miserable amount basically. So later on I started having a look at Python and web scraping, and then when I started making these videos on Python and web scraping, suddenly this channel started getting popular. So this is what happens. So this is kind of a long path. So if you don't define the topic straight ahead when you just starting your channel, it's normal that I've spent around a year to figure out the proper, I would say, topic. So like the topic that would be interesting to somebody, right? And then when I started doing these web scraping tutorials, the number of subscribers started growing significantly. Okay, so currently my subscriber base and the community behind this channel is mostly those guys who are already freelancers, like Python developers specializing in web scraping, or those who want to become freelancers, like Python developers specializing in web scraping. So at this point I realized that this might be turned into the profession, and I started freelancing on my own in web scraping in particular. Before I was doing more like web development, but here I realized that going for the pure web scraping is also might be on the cards. I've been describing this in many tutorials. I've been talking about this in many videos before, but yeah, and also I need to say that at this point I didn't even think about getting 1,000 subscribers. I wasn't thinking about using YouTube as a source of income at all. So for me personally, it was just the matter of showcasing my skills with an idea to escape from Upwork, and start making clients on YouTube directly, which I successfully did in the past. So it's like you just make another web scraping tutorial, and the next day you get an email from a guy who is your potential client. You start interacting, like negotiating the details, and then eventually he's asking you to write some code for him. You're doing this, and once this has resulted in a 1 year like cooperation with a very good, currently he's a very good friend of mine. So I can no longer calling him a client, I would say. So yeah, I would rather be referring to him as to my friend, basically. So I was doing, so like my main job at the time was doing some web scraping related stuff for my clients, and the videos was just the side stuff. I don't know. So it wasn't the main thing I was doing. So the only purpose this kind of web scraping videos were serving is just to make new clients, and this was working like a charm. And I was even suggesting other guys just to start their own web scraping or whatever related YouTube channels, just to promote themselves, just to stand out, because Western clients really like when you stand out. So if you're one of 1 million developers on Upwork, you need to be competitive, and in most cases, in my personal experience, it doesn't result in anything good. However, if you stand out, if you're going your own way, if you're doing your own job and you showcase this, you're getting the credit of trust just by making your potential clients watching your videos. And once the client has watched your video, he already knows that he feels like he knows you, right? And that's way easier, and it's much easier to kickstart the business interaction with that kind of guy when he feels like he knows you. So you already have that sort of a credit of trust. Okay, so it was going on, and suddenly it happened that I've suddenly reached the number of 1,000 of subscribers. So I've been uploading some personal video, like I'm doing Qigong in the pine tree forest. No one actually cared about this, obviously. Many people has been unsubscribing when I've been uploading those kind of like videos. So eventually it happened. Yeah, I also tried to make some chess related things, but again, like people just started unsubscribing from me. So I was trying to make some rap as well. By the way, here we have a track featuring Dr. Pi, very good friend of mine, so feel free to listen to this. So what I want to say that the more I was doing web scraping, the more the community was growing, and the subscribers were grateful. And if I was doing whatever else but not web scraping, it resulted either in ignorance or even hate. So that's the core gist of what I'm trying to deliver here. Okay, so. But later on, as far as for me personally, web scraping was never the end goal. So I just have my own way. I have my path, and along my path, many different things occurring, many different things kind of rising. And web scraping just was one part of that kind of path. So it just happened that one day I just dropped web scraping as as a job, basically, and no longer doing this. And just to give you an idea when exactly this has happened, so we're almost there. Yeah, so up to this video, when I've publicly I've announced this in public, like why am I dropping web scraping? So it's a 1 hour long talk. Why exactly am I dropping this? So I know that many people were disappointed, and they were trying to ask me like, please keep going. And now if I just make something related to web scraping, like I'm getting tons of emails, man, are you gonna be back to teaching web scraping? And I'm telling them, no, never, ever, because I'm sick and tired of this. I'm not gonna be doing this anymore. So for those who has any kind of like questions, so if any questions still there, just to answer those questions. So is Code Monkey King gonna be doing web scraping tutorial and teaching people how to web scrape? No, never, ever. Don't wait for this. This is not gonna happen. Okay, so the next thing, like, it just happened that for some reason I started learning Korean, which is totally opposite to web scraping, I would say. And as you can see by the views here, so no one really cared about this. And again, like I was getting either ignorance or even hate, so it didn't really work that well. I was trying different things. I was trying to get back to some coding related stuff as well, and this also, as far as it was related more like to automating the process of learning Korean. Nobody actually realized that it's the matter of programming topics, and nobody really cared about those tutorials as well, because they were not web scraping. So whatever I was doing that was not web scraping was resulting in either ignorance or hate. So later on, I tried to make even tutorials in Korean. I made one web scraping tutorial in Korean, believe it or not, just for fun, after about 1 month of learning Korean. So that's another thing, but no one really cared about that as well. And then me and Dr. Pai started making videos, like bilingual videos in English and in Russian, just mostly to have some fun, potentially trying to teach someone English. But when I realized the market of service, the market providing the services on teaching English, I realized that probably maybe that's not exactly what I don't mean what I can do or I can't do. It's probably might not be exactly what I should do, I would say. So at the current point, it's just, and just another idea. So yesterday I made a video called Web Scraping as a Job in 21, Pros and Cons. It resulted in 111 views for 1 day. Just to give you an example, so even with this 2,000 subscribers, it usually takes around a week for my current level, for the current level of my channel to get this number of views. And also it has 10 likes there. So what I want to say, that when you do something on YouTube, and when a sort of a specific content results in growing a community, you start being tied to that sort of a topic. And this is something that annoys me so much on YouTube. Unfortunately, I'm not criticizing YouTube at any point, but it's not even the matter of YouTube. It's more like the matter of the human nature and habits, I would say. So with this sort of an experience in mind, when I started my second channel related to chess programming, so when I started realizing that actually it's the matter of let me just sort this by the same way. So when I realized that this is the matter of sticking to the certain topic and never change this again, I decided that from all the technical stuff that I've been doing so far, chess programming probably is the most fun thing. And after dropping like web scraping, web development, things like that, I've switched to chess programming as a main job, I would say. I've been covering that on the channel in the latest videos as well, so for those interested, you can have a look. But what I kickstarted with, so first I make around 25 tutorial series on how to write an array-based mode generator for a chess engine, and here are the videos. And then I started making a 95 video series about how to make a bitboard chess engine in C. So I would rather show this with a playlist, because the videos are not that great. I didn't use thumbnails, as you can see here, but again, because just the community that is about to learn chess programming, it's really not too many people, and it's not about catchy thumbnails, I would say, even though they probably could result in more views, but I would say that the watch time on chess programming is much better than on my main Maki channel, because, even though it's a very specific sort of a topic, I would say. So I've started with this one, so I made 26 videos on Mode Generator, then I made 95 videos on Bitware Chess Engine in C, some blog videos, then I make a web-based GUI, 12 videos. So these are all the playlists I've made so far, and this channel represents kind of like a pure technical approach. But again, like the number of subscribers is growing very, very, very slowly. So what I want to say, that the more specific, the more valuable topic within the certain given domain you are about to pick up, the longer it takes to get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube and start monetize the videos on their own. And on the other hand, if you're doing something more popular like I did web scraping, let's say, that did result in obtaining this first 1,000 subscribers much faster. But you know, yeah, the problem still remains, like if you're sticking to a specific topic, this topic would be holding you until the dying day, and that's the problem. So here a very natural question is arising. So how do we intend to use YouTube? So the first possibility, the first opportunity, the first use case of YouTube is, let's say you have your specialty, some narrow technical scope you're expert in, and you just want to share this sort of a thing with other people, and you're about just to go for marketing yourself, like positioning yourself in the market, if you want to stand out. So this is the first case of using YouTube. In this case, you won't have many subscribers, but those subscribers you actually have would be really valuable because they're really interested in what you're doing. Especially, I can say this about the subscribers on Chess Programming channel. So 630 people is not much, but almost every one of these guys is about to write a chess engine or already did. So you just think about this. So how valuable these are, okay? So that's another thing to consider, because if you have a look at the commentaries, they all write chess engines. Can you believe it? They're all asking the questions like, how about this? How to make that? What about this? And so on, so and so. They all kind of about programmers. They all about they all about being interested in writing a chess engine at some point. So that's kind of the trick. And here again, like everyone is interested to like make money on Upwork as a freelancer, and whatever content that goes not to this topic but whatever else topic, it results either in ignorance or in hate, and that's very kind of unfortunate thing. But on the other hand, I've realized that there is a different way of how one can use YouTube. So if you want to use YouTube as the main source of income, you should not be sticking to a certain topic, and instead, like what they do, like covering this vast majority of trending things. Well, unfortunately, this might be this might be annoying. This might be not really interesting or something. But I just wanna emphasize the fact that I've realized it on my own that YouTube has their own rules and sort of laws that it operates, and ignoring this kind of rules results in having poor views. So that's kind of very, very simple thing. So I just want to I'm currently at the stage where I'm about to decide which path to consider. So I didn't yet take a decision whether I'm going to be using YouTube like I did before for the narrow technical sort of a thing, or if I'm about to switch to YouTube as a full-time job. And in this case, the content should be different, and the range of topics should be also like should be wider compared to what it's now. So yeah, that's the case. And again, like just from the bare money perspective, from the monetization perspective, I can say that so I run monetization for about 8 months, I would say. And for the first half a year, Google sent me $130, so it's very miserable. And after that, so it's kind of 1 month has passed, maybe a month and a half. So I have now $50 on the balance, and hopefully in the middle of July there should be 100. So it's growing, definitely it's growing. And I just started realizing why the big YouTube channels in most cases are not great in terms of specific technical content, because when you start making money on the views, you're turning into a media resource. Okay, so you're no longer an educational resource or a technical resource. There are a few major exceptions, like channels by Trevor Media, let's say, a guy who makes this like web development tutorials, stands out, it's absolutely like the best one on the market ever. A few other guys like him, but generally, unfortunately, there are really lots of people who are talking about coding, freelancing, and related stuff, but just talking without talking to the point, basically. However, they have thousands of views, and that's their way of how to make money. So I just want to say that it's all on you, which kind of path to consider. The only thing I can say from my side, that if you're about to be using YouTube for like technical things, then it shouldn't be the major source of your income. And if you want to make this the main source of your income, you need to change your content properly. For otherwise, with the pure technical content that goes straightly to the point, the channel is most likely doomed to be nowhere. And I don't know, maybe $50 in 2 months would be the income, right? So no matter how many subscribers you have, by the way, because the money, as far as I'm aware, the monetization comes from the views and not from the number of subscribers. So that's kind of it. And again, like the matter of having many subscribers, I thought that if I have like 2,000 subscribers and if I make whatever video, at least 100 of people should be watching that. No, it's not the case. They're not going to be watching this. So that's the case. So they subscribe, but they do not watch. That's the issue. Well, okay, guys. So this is it from my side. So I think there is some interesting things to think about, basically. So let me know what you think in the commentaries below this video. How would you personally? How would you like to use YouTube, either for like as a side income or as a main income, and why? I would be interested to read your commentary. This is it from my side. Thanks for watching. Until the next time, and take care.